We read your comments and we found that you want us to do more frameworks on investing. Therefore, voila, here we have another investing, but this time it's value investing. There was this guy called Joel Greenblatt and he made 45% CAGR in 19 years. Basically, 1 lakh rupees, 11.6 crore ho gaye in 19 years. So that 1 lakh became 11.9 crores. Just take some time to think about this. Today we're going to talk about what that strategy is. He actually wrote a book about it called The Little Book That Beats the Market. And you can think about the balls on this guy. After 5 years, he made another book, wrote another book which said The Little Book That Still Beats the Market. So today, I'm not only going to show you the entire formula, I'm not only going to explain everything for India, we're also going to give you a screener where you can actually follow and find each stock. Investing.
भाई पहले लाइक करेंगे, लाइक करो पहले, लाइक करो और कमेंट भी डालो. चलो भाई, हो गया अपना.
ये प्लान नहीं था. Subscribe करो right now. The first step we're going to take is to understand what this formula is. The name of this formula is called the magic formula. And I'd love to show you this. This is the chart of Microsoft. Now, he entered Microsoft around 24 and he's still holding till today, 2023. It's already 12x'd. And now I think the next story of Microsoft is AI and their investment in OpenAI, etc. So if the market price goes up of Microsoft, he stands to still earn a lot from this investment. So how did he actually do this? For that, I think we should understand what value investing actually is. So think about the price of a MacBook, right? You pay, say, 1 lakh rupees for a laptop like this, and you've paid 1 lakh, right? But think about what value this one MacBook actually brings to, say, a small business. The small business owner runs his Excel sheets on it, he collects information, services his consumers, earns an income, recurring hopefully over many, many years. Hopefully he's able to hire a few people, pay them a salary, they're able to educate their kids, run their homes, maybe buy a small motor vehicle. Of course, all of this is everyone's effort, but somewhere the MacBook played a huge part in making sure all of this was there. But you get what I'm trying to say. The value of the MacBook is much more than 1 lakh. It's probably invaluable to this small business that I'm talking about. And that's what value investing is. It's not about price, it's about value. It's about, can you enter a stock where it is below its current value and in the future that value unlocks and reflects in price eventually. The magic formula is basis of just 2 factors, or you can say 2 metrics that we actually use. But we've added a third metric to make it a little easier for us people right here in India. So I think that'll be nice. So let's go through what it is. The first thing is the minimum market cap for your portfolio companies should be at least 1,000 crores. I think anything below that won't make sense. In fact, we were having a debate. 1,000 crores may also be a little low. I would say maybe 10,000 crores is better. That's a little over $1 billion. So minimum market cap, 10,000 crores to hona hi chahiye. Next, make sure you exclude financial stocks. Now the reason is the way financial companies are structured is very different from, say, manufacturing companies or service companies. So let's exclude financial services completely from here. Next, the earnings yield of the company should be above 10%. Earnings yield is basically comparing the price of the stock to how much it's earning. So it's basically EPS divided by price. And that should be above 10%. Next, the return on capital employed should be greater than 20 to 25%. So ROCE is basically this, right? Imagine you're putting money into fixed deposit. The FD as an asset itself is giving an 8% ROE on its assets, right? On the money that you put in. So it's given 8%, and think of it as an asset. Now let's think of a company as an asset. You put in some money and it has to produce some kind of return. Ab interest to produce nahi karega, it'll produce earnings. So basically a measurement of all the assets in the company versus how much it's earned is basically an ROE or ROC. I'm oversimplifying it, but it tells you if the company was an asset like a fixed deposit, what interest would it give you? So in this case, it's 20 to 25%. And it's very interesting that ROCE is doing two things. One, it's making sure they're using best of their efficiency in the company to produce a profit. Second, it's telling you that it's making above average profit with whatever resources that company has. So 20-25% a year ROCE is pretty good. Now, Joel Greenblatt would take all these metrics and basically rank them and get his top 20, top 15 stocks on his portfolio. Now, since we're in an emerging economy, we need some growth in earnings also. ऐसा नहीं कि the earnings is a little flattish. We want some earnings growth momentum also in place. So we'll add one more metric, that's the PEG ratio. It's basically the price to earnings growth ratio, which means earnings are actually growing. And the lower the number, the better. So less than 1 is actually good in this case. We'll add this metric, and on the basis of this, we'll rank the stocks and get this magic portfolio. Now, you'll watch this video and probably try to make your portfolio, but let me give you advice on how you should actually do it. Ideally, you want to do it in a 3-step process. 1, you should talk to a mentor live who's telling you all of this, and you're building the portfolio live with him. Second, he should give you feedback on every step that you've done so you know where you've gone wrong, and that feedback actually makes you better at analysis. Makes you smarter. And third, you should ideally do it in a group with other people who are trying to learn this. Sometimes your group mates are smarter than you and you can probably learn from them. And sometimes you can't ask stuff to your teacher. Maybe your friends can do that. So learning in a community while actually building, learn by doing, is the best way to learn. So we thought we'll introduce this as a concept and make it free. But the entry is not easy. You have to fill up this application form, and once you get in, and I hope you do, you'll be able to learn the best possible way. I hope you do. Find the description and click on the link, and see you in the weekend. But for Magic Formula, we're going to do something, and I have an example here. So I have Gujarat State Petronet here. So let's look at GSPL, okay? So GSPL. So the first thing I have to see is market cap, and I see that 16,000 crores. That's actually pretty good. It is more than 10,000 crores. So next, we will look at ROCE. So ROCE, this should be greater than 20-25%. This is 35%. This is pretty good too. And then let's look at earnings yield. I'll put this as EY, not the accounting firm, earnings yield. This should be more than, say, a 10%. This is almost 21%. It's 20.8%. This is good too. And that PEG growth, the growth ratio over here is, this is an R, sorry. This is 0.58. Remember, this should be smaller than 1, and that's a tick as well. This is what it basically looks like. But once you run the query on the screener, you'll get a bunch of stocks that you can use. When you run the screener, you'll notice over here that you'll see a lot of companies you've not heard of, right? So you may not have heard of Godavari Power or CPCL or PDS or Autumn Invest or Sarda Energy. But that's the nature of trying to find a hidden gem. Or maybe you think it's a hidden gem. Because it's a koila out there, you don't know any of these coal pieces, and you're trying to find something interesting. So generally, when you're looking at this type of investing, this style means you're investing in companies that are unknown. Sometimes there is no price momentum also, which is why I generally don't like value investing, because it doesn't account for price momentum. Because it's not the style, right? I think we did one which includes price momentum. You should check that video out. That's an interesting framework. It's called CanSlim. I'm sure you'll like that as well. But this is an interesting feature. Now, what we're trying to do on this channel is bring great research in a short period of time that you can use, and you can change your life tomorrow, the next day. If you think we're doing a good job, we're a really small team. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. And if you like this, put something nice in the comments. Everyone in the studio right now is hoping that we get a good comment on this, because there is research, there is script writing, there is a set. We try to do a good job with props and try to explain with as many examples as we can. And all we're asking for is a nice comment in return. Say something to the entire team. All of us read every single comment, so do your best there. And see you in the next video. इसमें आप हैट डाल सकते हो। जैसे वैलेंटाइंस डे में से लगता है क्या चल रहा है अबे शादी करो बहन ऐसा क्या चल रहे हैं लाइक करो